The big story in the weather world continues to be this big winter storm that's heading our way for the Carolinas in just a few days this weekend and going into next week as well. Let's get you caught up on what's going on right now. We've got a winter storm watch in effect for the upstate of South Carolina as well as the southern part of North Carolina. This is likely to be upgraded to a winter storm warning within the next 24 to 36 hours. And we can also expect alerts such as an ice storm warning and winter weather advisory for places in the central and southern part of South Carolina. All modes of precipitation are going to be likely with this winter storm, including snow, freezing rain, ice, graupel, as well as sleet, and also just a cold, raw rain as well. All parts of the Carolinas have the chance to see winter weather throughout the weekend and then going into early parts of next week. This is the setup we have. The most important player on this field is going to be the low pressure system. The placement of exactly where this track of the low pressure is going to be will determine what type of impacts we see here in the Carolinas. Overnight last night, weather models have shifted the placement of this further north and west, and that has caused the chance of freezing rain in the central and southern part of South Carolina to decrease, bringing the worst of the impacts along the South Carolina-North Carolina line. We've also got this warm front to the east. That's going to keep warm air to the south of it. Cold front to the west. That's going to be bringing in cold air behind the storm system. Cold air that we haven't seen so far this season, at least not in a year or so. This is all going to start Saturday afternoon, lasting through Saturday night, going into Sunday morning, all day Sunday, and then going into even Monday morning. Now, the exact timing of when this storm system is going to end, we're still uncertain about that. Weather models are still up in the air about that. So going into Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon, that's when we're going to be into the thick of it, freezing rain and sleet for most of South Carolina. This is not going to be a snow event for South Carolina. That will mainly be in North Carolina and other states out to the west. But for South Carolina, we are mainly expecting freezing rain and sleet. And then even some parts of the low country, say around Hilton Head and Charleston, those places also have the chance to see freezing rain, but since the models have shifted north overnight, we're now decreasing that chance of freezing rain for the low country, and there's even still the chance that this could just remain a cold, raw rain. It will just be raining with very cold temperatures. We'll get close to freezing in Charleston, but there's still the chance that we won't quite reach it as we have a warm nose just above the surface. And so here's a look at the snowfall. You see it's 0 for everybody, and like I said, that will mainly remain in North Carolina and into Tennessee. Now, the chances that we see snow in the upstate, it's not 0, but the chance of it is very low, on the order of 10 to 20%. You know, think about if I said there was a 20% chance of rain, you wouldn't really think anything of it. So 10 to 20% chance that places in the upstate see snow out of this. Again, it will mainly be in the form of freezing rain and sleet, which, speaking of, these are the amounts that we're looking at in terms of how much freezing rain we're expecting. Now, something important you want to note here is that you don't want to focus in on exactly where these amounts are going to be. Just know everybody in South Carolina has the chance to see numbers like this. Again, the heaviest amounts are going to be in the central and northern part of the state, and then going into North Carolina, and especially back into Georgia. But you'll notice amounts on the order of a quarter to a half inch of ice, which at first doesn't sound like a lot, but keep in mind that this is going to be ice that accumulates on surfaces and sticks. So every tenth of an inch of ice adds 100 pounds to any hanging surface. So imagine we get half an inch of ice, that's 500 pounds hanging from the power lines. And so that definitely has the potential to knock down power lines, power poles, and also trees. And so that's going to cause damage to the infrastructure if this were to happen, which is looking more and more like this is going to become a historic winter storm for folks in South Carolina and in North Carolina. So that's going to be all the way through Monday morning, and this is definitely going to cause the chance for schools and work businesses to delay or even close. After the storm's over with, it's going to get very cold. Take a look at the temperatures. This is Monday night and Tuesday morning of next week. Looking at temperatures below 10 degrees in the single digits for the upstate, around 8 to 9 degrees for Greenville and Rock Hill. Temperatures in the low to mid-teens for the Midlands on the order of 10 to 15 degrees. And then even the coast is going to be very cold as well. Temperatures in the 20s, even from Myrtle Beach to Hilton Head. So These are just the temperatures, and now if we get wind to come along with it, which at this time it's not looking like wind's going to be a big factor, but even the slightest breeze is going to make these temperatures feel several degrees colder, and it's even possible in the high elevations in the upstate that we could be seeing wind chill values get below zero at times, especially in the Appalachian Mountains. So here's how it all plays out. Tomorrow is going to be the last quiet day. Friday, the rain chance starts to get introduced. Now, that will start in the form of just normal liquid rain. And then going into Saturday, that's when things begin to change over to a wintry mix, we call it. That would be in the form of rain mixed with sleet or possibly even snow up into southern North Carolina. And then going into the weekend, Saturday, high temperature for Columbia, only 37 degrees. This is when we're going to be in the thick of it, Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. Sunday comes around, and we've still got high temperatures in the 30s, low temperatures in the 20s, and then Monday night, Tuesday night, low temperatures are going to be in the teens, between 10 and 20 degrees for Columbia, single digits for the upstate. The weather itself is going to be mostly sunny. We're not going to see any more precipitation out of it. That's what's so different about this system. The cold air is already in place, and we're getting the moisture coming in ahead of it. The reason why we're not seeing so much snow and rather freezing rain is there's a warm nose right above the troposphere, and that's what's causing the rain to melt and then unmelt and then go back into freezing rain, if you will. So that's the story behind that. So we've got a nice couple of days, and then we get freezing rain over the weekend, and then after that, temperatures get very, very cold. So lots of weather to watch over the next several days. It's looking like this could be a big one, maybe a historic winter storm coming our way for the southeast. That's the way it looks right now. We've got more updates coming our way later today and throughout the winter storm.